Started yet?
How's the foot?
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's just a process still. You know what I mean? I'm still working, so feeling good.
How did it feel? We saw you do some stuff in the walkthrough. How did it feel just to be out there at all, kind of doing some stuff?
I mean, it felt good. It's always good to be around the guys. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to be back out here and playing. So, what is it, 5 months? So, I mean, I'm feeling good. So, I mean, we'll see. So, enjoying it.
Quandre, what was your reaction when you heard that the defense was going to shift to more 3-4 this year and being the new DC and kind of a change we've seen on the best side of the ball?
I mean, it's been cool. You know what I mean? I mean, when I heard it, I mean, I wasn't really surprised. You know, we kind of took a shift there last year anyways. So, it's something I'm familiar with anyways. I ran this exact defense my first 3 years in the league. So, very familiar with it, and, I mean, I enjoy it.
What are your thoughts on Rashaad so far?
I mean, it's cool, you know. He's really, really smart. You know what I mean? He's really detailed in the way we go over things. And, I mean, I just think it's dope. You know, you heard a lot of good things about him. And, you know, when he gets here, you could tell, like, all those things are true. So, of course, I do my own research on coaches myself. So I got a lot of friends around the league that I'm going to go reach out to and see, you know, what they think. And, you know, he got a lot of rave reviews from a lot of people.
What does multiplicity stress from you as a safety pre-snap? For the average fan, what does that look like from a communication standpoint?
I mean, I think a lot of people think, you know, being multiple means disguising and all that, but that's not necessarily true. You know, I think you can show the same look each play and everything could be different. So I think it's dope. You know, you get to do a little bit more. You know, I kind of get back to my roots and being able to play in the box, play it up high, you know, play quarters, play all the different stuff. So I think it's real dope that continue to show that I'm versatile and, you know, I can do those different things.
Does the language look different compared to what it was last year, or is the verbiage pretty similar for you guys in the secondary?
I mean, it's different, but, you know, I mean, everything in the league is different. You know, I mean, I think it's a lot of the same stuff. Is just different terminology in each defense you've been in. You know, I've been in the league 8 years now, so, I mean, I've had 4 different D coordinators, and, you know, all the stuff is the same. It just has different lingo. So for me, it's a blessing to be year 8 in the league and being able to put this thing together. And it's not like I'm a young guy where I never played this stuff before.
Things obviously look a lot different out there, not just with the scheme and everything, but without Bobby out there. Is there more of a leadership role for you this year, heading into kind of a new era of Seahawks football?
Nah, I don't think so. For me, I mean, I'm going to be me. That's all I can be. So I told Pete that the day I signed my contract. Like, I can't change who I am. I am who I am. And, you know, of course we miss Bobby. I miss Bobby. I talked to him last week, and it's just like I can't change who I am. So, no, I don't think I'll be changing. But I think I've always kind of been doing these things for the last year and a half or so anyway. So, I mean, I don't have anything to change. I'm going to just be myself.
You had that surgery in Arizona, Quandre. Was this realistic? Could you be back by June?
Actually, I didn't have my surgery in Arizona. Had it by the best foot doctor in the world. So, yeah, I expected to be back. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when it came out, that's what it said. It said 4 to 6 months, and I still got 3 weeks. It's only been 21 weeks, so feeling pretty good. Oh, yeah, I count, man. I keep it down. You know what I mean? It's just something to remember, you know what I mean? I still had the cleats from that game in the locker room. It's just remembrance of, you know, kind of the grind and what I've been through for the last 5 months.
Was that surgery in Wisconsin?
Green Bay. Yep. I mean, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. And, you know, it sucks that it happened. But, I mean, it gives you a newfound respect for the game. And it also, you know, kind of tells you not to take things for granted. Not saying that I was, but, you know, just sometimes God sets you back for a reason. And, you know, my reason could have been just to be able to come back here. You know, maybe if I was healthy, I wouldn't, you know. So who knows, you know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, I'm blessed. And, you know, I'm happy to be back here.
Will you be full speed then when camp starts, or is that sort of the plan?
I mean, that's the plan, so we'll see. I mean, you guys will be out there doing camp, and guess you guys will see whenever we kick off camp.
Obviously, it was such a contract year for you, too. So in that moment when you got hurt, what was going through your mind? I mean, I'm sure there was a 15,000 things going through your head at that moment?
I mean, I think a lot of it, was more of just like last game of the season, going into the off season. I think for me, it's just like not being able to do the things that I wanted to do with my daughter. You know what I mean? And in the off season, I like to take her to the park, and we go swimming and we do all those different things. So for me, it was that. It was second year in a row I don't get to play in the Pro Bowl. You know what I mean? And 7-8 minutes in the game. You know what I mean? You break your leg when you think about the off season. So. It was just a lot of different thoughts, but I mean, my teammates was by my side, my coaches was by my side, and it was dope to be able to have one of my best friends by my side, during those tough times and flying to Green Bay with me, and it was dope. The guys held me down, and Locke did a lot for me, that week after surgery, so it was cool.
The third Pro Bowl, right? So you can finally play.
That's the plan, bro. But I got bigger plans. Yeah, I feel like I keep getting disrespected in all pro voting, so I'm gonna go out there and do it this year.
I know it's early, but what are your first impressions of Kobe Bryant and Tracy?
I mean, first of all, they need to get my snacks for the room, or they're gonna get fined. So that's my first impression. But other than that, those guys are working. I mean, they're real diligent in the questions they ask, and they're real diligent in the way they go about their business. And you can tell just from me watching Zoom calls and hearing the meetings that those guys have good questions, and what they take everything from the film room out to the practice field. And I think they had a pretty good day for my first time being live action. So it's really interesting. I mean, two young guys that have a lot of potential, and two young guys that can help us right now. So I'm real interested to see how it goes.
You gonna pick up the tabs for the DBs after you got the $40 million?
I already took the DBs out to dinner when I came last time. So, nah, ain't no more tabs being picked up.
This new system, you mean multiple different roles? What do you mean by different groups?
I mean, like I said, it's what I ran my first 3 years in the NFL, so I'm very familiar with it. So, for all the people out there worried about me not practicing because I'm hurt, I just think you got to understand, I've been in the league 8 years. I've seen a lot of different things, and I know how to play a lot of different coverages and a lot of different schemes. So I think it'll be fine.
What is sort of the strength, I guess, of this defense?
I mean, it's multiple in the different coverages you can run and make it all look alike. You can do a single high shell and run different coverages. You can do a 2 high shell and run different deals. And I just think, you can't tell which safety's in the box, which safety's not in the box, So I think it's going to be dope. You guys will see. I'm not going to give everything away, but, I think you guys will see real soon.
What do you think that the idea of not being able to tell which safety is which, how do you think that's going to help Jamal?
I mean, I think it's going to help both of us. I think, guys can't automatically tag him and, say he's in the box and he's blitzing or, and slide his way. So, I've always learned from the different quarterbacks that I played with, they always watch the backside safety. And now with the backside safety just showing something different, or, kind of sitting there, or the backside safety is me this time, and it's not just Jamal, I think that's going to help a lot because, you don't know the coverages. You don't know where we're in. You don't know, what checks we have. So I think that's what'll be dope.
Does that mean you guys moving around a lot pre-snap?
I mean, I don't think pre-snap we need to move as much as people think. That's why I don't like the whole disguise deal. You can disguise yourself right out of a play. So, everything just has to look alike. And it's not just the DBs moving around. It's the linebackers lining up and showing something different. So, I mean, I think we can all help each other.
Very important last question. Are there any DBs that you are taller than on the team?
Who knows? The better question is there any DB that got better hands than me? I don't think so. So that's the question.
God is good, man. I'm back, man. I'm feeling good. Just gonna take it day to day, and obviously be ready for training camp.
After the last 2 years, how sick and tired are you of rehabbing at this point?
Man, it's been a toll, man. But it's temporary. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go through things in life that you really didn't want to go through. But, you know, at the end of the day, it made me stronger mentally and physically. So I'm just looking forward to the challenge, man.
What are you able to do right now?
Say it again?
What are you able to do right now?
Everything.
How was this for you different from last year? Were there lessons learned from last year that you took to this year?
Not really. I kind of understand what, you know, I needed to go through, you know, mentally and physically. But more so, it was just tapping in mentally with it and just understanding where I'm at, understanding my perspective in life and understanding why I do what I do and who I do it for.
Getting this fixed for good. I mean, the goal was to get this all fixed for good now this time, right? With this surgery, because wasn't it kind of similar to the other?
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Obviously excitement coming back. But all the changes around new scheme and all that. I mean, how much more amped does that get you for everything?
It's really exciting. You know what I mean? We brought in some coaches that, you know, really are eager to, you know, teach everybody. You know, it's a defense that, you know, I know Diggs and I are really excited to be a part of. It's very aggressive, and to where we can be interchangeable, to where we can make a lot of plays on the back end.
What does that do for you? You said aggressive, interchangeable. What does this defense do that helps you?
Just keeping, you know, everything, you know, not always the same. You know what I mean? You can disguise everything. You can move around. I can be in the box sometimes. I can be in the back end sometimes. I can be blitzing, whatever the case may be. So it's a really creative defense, and, you know, I'm just looking forward to it.
Have you played in anything like this before?
I have. LSU and Todd Bowles.
Building off that, how much did playing for Dave Aranda help prepare you for this type?
He's another one. You know, it definitely helped me through the years. You know, I had Chief, I had Coach Steele, and then I had Dave Aranda. So just going through three different DCs in college, you know, it taught me a lot of football. And so, you know, this is definitely something that I'm used to. Terminology is the same. Might be one or two little wrinkles that you got to get adjusted to, but other than that, man, I know it.
What's different without Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson here?
Oh man, those guys are different, man. You know, you can't replace those guys. They're Hall of Fame guys. But not only that, for what they do on the field, they're great people off the field, and that's what makes them special.
Does it feel different? Is there a role for?
Most definitely, it definitely feels different, man. But you know, at the end of the day, those guys are where they need to be, and we're here. And you know, we new leaders and new guys got to step up and rise to the challenge.
Do you feel that's incumbent upon you now?
Absolutely.
Jamal, with your experience in this defense before, what does it allow you to do? How does it accentuate your skill?
Yeah, I just think you know, you can be so creative in so many ways, and not just me. You know what I mean? Quandre Diggs and, you know, Trey Brown and the Artie Burns is coming in, the Kobe Bryants. I mean, there's so many guys that can do so many things in the back end, and you know, we can all, you know, do everything in the back end to where we can be creative, to where we, you know, give offenses problems, and that's the goal.
You mentioned new coaches. What have you thought about Carl Scott and Sean Desai?
I love them. Smart guys that want to teach, very patient with what they do. That's very important as a coach. And they just want everybody in the back end to make plays. That's what it's about.
What was it like last season with all the attention that offenses were paying to you, you know, as you were trying to blitz?
Well, I was just getting double teamed, so that's what it was like. But other than that, it was cool.
Does this, what you guys are going to do defensively this season, what you're going to do differently, does that make it harder for them to key in on you the way that
I believe, you know, but they're still going to, you know, be watching me, of course, and they're going to be watching other guys. You know, we got DT coming off the end. You know, he's up for a big year, so I'm looking forward for him. But, you know, obviously they might slide the protection, and if they slide the protection, somebody else is going to come through.
Where would you say Diggs is at just mentally in terms of his recovery process?
Well, I mean, he's out here talking shit, so I think he's all right.
Do anything interesting with your offseason? Go anywhere? Do anything?
Nah, man, just back home.
Did you have something done with your fingers too?
I did, man. I had to get both of my fingers fused. So I've been dealing with that for 2 years. I ain't really been saying anything about it, but it is what it is.
You had to get them what? What was that?
Fused. Yep.
Which two?
Both of my fingers. So I'll never be able to, like, bend fully, but, you know, it is what it is. It's for the love of the game. I've been going through that for 2 years now. I mean, my first year when I got here, dislocated my ring finger probably about 10 times, and the other one probably about 12. So been dealing with that. Ain't really said much. Let everybody talk about it, whatever. But, you know, it's good now, and they're in trouble.
What is it like trying to play for that?
Oh, it's tough, man. I played with one arm damn near for 2 years. But that's no excuse. At the end of the day, it was tape it up. Let's go.
you said you can't, like, make a...
Nah, you know, so they fuse at an angle. So I can't really make a fist, so I'll never be able to go straight again.
Jamal, you talked
perspective, and you just went through some of the injuries and off field. So where are you at in terms of just football life?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going through. There's so many things outside of football, and there's real life really going on. There's mass shootings. There's a lot of things going on with that 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 needs to be talked about. And there's a lot of things that's going on. As far as my grandmother, you know what I mean. So mentally, I'm in a great space. I went through a lot for the past 2 years. It's been a whole transition from coming from New York to here, and through the pandemic, signing a contract without my family, and it's been a lot. But I'm blessed, man. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm excited for the opportunity.
My grandmother, I know it's personal.
No, I'd rather not.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Kyle.
Quandre says he wants to be all pro this year. Why do you think he hasn't gotten enough votes to get there?
Well, I mean, that's his goal. And at the end of the day, sometimes it's just it wasn't his turn. He's fighting for that, and he's going to get it eventually. And hopefully it's this year. We'll have 2 All-Pros at the back end.
You mentioned Kobe earlier. What are your impressions of?
Very smooth guy, very smart, understands the game. It's crazy. My DB trainer linked us up right before he got drafted. And, I kind of hit him up just to give him some advice on, what to expect and good luck in the draft and whatnot. And, man, here he is. So, I was one of the guys that he hit up, and as soon as he got drafted, and I was excited to see that. That's a hell of a pick, man. Definitely a steal. Appreciate it.
Rashaad, you've talked a lot about how impactful Chris Carson was for you throughout your career, especially early on.
Mm-hmm.
What lessons from him would you like to carry over with Ken Walker III now coming into the league, joining this backfield?
I think just being comfortable. I think he made my job easier coming in. I felt like competitive aspect, we compete every day to make each other better. So I thought Chris, when I first came in, he took me in as a brother and under his wing like the first day. So it made everything easier for me. So having his support and then him trusting my abilities and what I can do as a player, also made it easier, just telling me to use my speed and, do what I've done. And, he just always made things easier for me, and I always appreciate him for that.
Have you supported him for what he's going through?
I'm the biggest supporter, that's my best friend, really. He mean everything to me. I try to communicate with him as much as possible. I feel like he can bounce back from anything, though. The dude is tougher than nails. Just learning everything from him, just made it easier for me to try to, give the younger backs the same type of hope, and you just hate to see a guy like that, but I miss him though, for sure. I feel like everybody do too.
How is he handling it?
I pretty much don't know. I like with injuries, we pretty much try to stay off the topic because we really hate reminding each other of what we going through or what our past been. But I know he's doing much better. I know he's stronger than ever, so I feel like he's doing good.
Can you say if he's optimistic of still being able to play this year? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Probably don't know about that, but knowing him, he probably come back and play.
For you, coming off the way you finished last season, coming into this healthy, how different is this year's version of minicamp for you?
I mean, just having a whole OTA. I mean, I think that was different for me in the past 2 years. I never had the chance to run around and, actually get like an early jump to like training camp and camp for the next 6 weeks. So I mean, I think it just made it more special for me to come out here and just run around and get in shape early instead of waiting until training camp to figure out my body or whatever. But I feel amazing, and this is the best I've ever felt. I'm excited about this year, and I can't wait to get going.
Rashaad, thinking back to your first season, what were the biggest hurdles for you as you were trying to get up to speed here and thinking about like how Ken's going to have to go through things now? What were the biggest challenges that stood out to you about making the transition?
I feel like majority of it was critics, expectations. I feel like I wasn't making myself happy. I felt like I was always trying to make everybody expectations. And as the course of my career, I've learned that like it's not all about making everybody happy anymore. It's really about how I feel on the inside and making myself happy. And, you know, the last, like, month or 2 months of the last season, I was happy with myself. So I felt like that kind of played an out point to how I played. So, you know, I tell, like, a lot of the, like, Ken, you know, because he's going into kind of a similar position as me. I try to tell him not to focus on the media as much. It's always, you're always going to get the bad out of it at points. I tell him to make sure he's happy first, because I feel like when you're happy, then, like, I feel you don't have nothing to worry about. But I had a lot of worries. Like, I felt like I had to come in, I had to meet a lot of people's expectations when it just was my expectations.
Does it feel, I mean, now you got the new contract and all that, and you did what you did at the end of last year. I mean, does it feel a lot different for you?
Nah, I still got a chip on my shoulder. I still got to play. I still got to prove myself wrong, and I still got a lot to go. So I'm not I'm not settling down yet.
Were you playing at 236 last year?
Yeah, 236.
Is that what you want to be at around this time next year, season 2?
I'm working. It's a progress. It come off eventually.
Is there anything with Andy Dickerson now taking over? Right? Is there anything sort of different at all with your role or how the running game's going to look? Or
no, I mean, you know, I feel like keep Miz on in a way and we be good.
What are your early impressions of Kenneth Walker?
Explosive. He's fast. I feel like he kind of does the same thing as like a lot of our backs does. He's so quick to learn. He's want to be a perfectionist, and I think that's like what we all try to be. When we first get in, you know, our running back coach does an amazing job of just teaching us the techniques and the basis of the game, and you know, he's gonna be exciting. I'm really excited for him. Like, I'm really pulling for him. You know, I watched him at Michigan State a little bit, but yeah, dude can fly. I'm happy to play with him.
Mid-zone stuff similar to what you guys were doing at San Diego State?
Yeah, I feel like all the running backs, we kind of got that similar style. So the mid-zone is, I think that's the bread and butter. I'm actually happy to keep running it.
What about it do you like?
I feel like we just got better reads on it. I feel like a lot of it, they let the running backs do it, like really just do whatever they want to do. I mean, of course, you got to read everything, but after that, it's just really on you.
Was there more of an emphasis on those types of runs late last season when you were really started getting going?
Yeah, I can really do pretty much any run, but if I be honest, I really prefer, like, you know, behind the center. I feel like I get a feel of seeing everything, and I kind of get a head start. That's kind of like with the linebackers, pass protect, and they come and running at you, and then like you gotta man up and block them. So like I feel like they gotta man up and try to tackle us, and we got a full steam ahead.
As opposed to in the shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun.
Anything else, guys?
Appreciate it.